The Pitchsider. Pitchside for every game.
Hello and welcome back to the Pitchsider Podcast. We've had a fairly slow week of football compared to what we've had most recently. Only really one game to talk about, and obviously you can tell what that is. It's going to be the Champions League final. We've also had some transfers. We've had some big transfers already happen with pre-contracts signed, and also a lot of rumours starting to circulate. And as now the season has come to an end, it is likely that we will get a lot more and the transfer window will spice up. And as always, we'd keep you covered on everything that is going on. So let's start with the big game. So if you don't know what I'm talking about, this is the Champions League final between Inter Milan versus Man City. Man City going into this were only beaten in 2 games within the last 4 months, with Inter also in fairly good run, and City obviously have won the Premier League, FA Cup as well. So this would lead them to be treble, which, if you haven't seen the game, ended 1-0 with Rodri getting a goal. Got a few talking about points about here. Inter looks very good. They were definitely a good team. Deserved maybe to equalise. They are unfortunate. Both goalkeepers made amazing games. With Rodri's shot was unstoppable, which is why went in. Unfortunately, Kevin De Bruyne had to go off within the first half an hour. Which led to Man City winning. Phil Foden came on, had a good cameo. Unfortunately, Lukaku wanted to be the man who equalised, managed to have a header cleared off the line. He also blocked a shot from one of his teammates, didn't have a very successful night. If you were an Inter fan, you're probably very frustrated by him and what he did. But this had led to Man City winning the treble. This is historic. So they are the second club in English history to do this, with Manchester United doing it in the 90s. For most people, this is the first time that they have seen a treble. And City was a team that looked to be doing it for the last couple of seasons, but yeah, they definitely seem to do really well this season. Congratulations to them. That does lead to the end of the season for European clubs. Obviously, there's still football going on in other leagues like the MLS. You are halfway through your season, so it'd be interesting to see how that goes. Obviously, we like to bring more and more in, but yeah, this definitely draws an end to the football in Europe. And what a way to end it, with Man City winning the treble. Obviously, West Ham did win as well in the week. They had the Europa Conference League final between them and Fiorentina. West Ham won this 2-1, with Bowen getting a last minute winner. Both English teams did really well on both competitions, moved far. Probably has secured David Moyes' job now at United, at West Ham. And it looks like Pep is looking to stay at City for 2 seasons as well. So, yeah, will be interesting to see where Man City go from now. And obviously, next goal is probably the quadruple, winning all 4 competitions in England. It'd be interesting to see how this goes. Unfortunately, no one was really able to stop them. Haaland did look a bit isolated in the Champions League final. So it's definitely something they need to sort of work on maybe in pre-season and going forward. Whether some of the players will now leave to look for a new challenge to different leagues would be interesting to see. So next week we will have international football as the Nations League and European League starts to come back, where we have a few games. England are playing Malta and North Macedonia. So if you are interested in international football, we'll definitely keep you up to date with that. But yeah, now let's move on to some transfers. There has been some confirmed transfers so far. Biggest one being Lionel Messi. He has moved to Inter Miami for 2 seasons, I believe. It looks like they want to bring in Suarez as well to see how to bring them back. Inter Miami aren't doing very well. They're sitting 8 positions below playoffs at the moment, and they are currently not in, but Messi will probably look to turn around their fortunes. We've also had Brentford have signed Kevin Shadier, striker, on loan from them. He's been on loan since January for 22 million. Johan Tillemans has joined Aston Villa on a free transfer. Naby Keita has joined Werder on a free. Conrad Lamar has joined Bayern Munich on a free. Shane Duffy has joined Norwich from Fulham. Alex McAllister has joined from Brighton to Liverpool for 35 million. Definitely looks like a good signing for Liverpool. Rumoured to leave, World Cup winner. So definitely a good bargain for him. And yeah, that sort of rounds up the early transfers. Obviously, the transfer window doesn't open for a few more days. I think it opens this week. And also we have the Premier League fixtures that are coming up, but there is still a lot of rumours. So there is a lot of rumours, especially coming out of Chelsea. One of their biggest positions they're looking for is a goalkeeper. They've heavily been linked to Onana from Inter. They have looked to be offering Lukaku and Koulibaly for this transfer. They also are looking at AC Milan's goalkeeper, but he looks to be very pricey, so it's probably unlikely on this one. If they aren't able to get both, they are looking at Leeds goalkeeper Meslier. As a Chelsea fan, I don't really see him coming to Chelsea. He has stated that if he is to move, he wants to be first team and first choice. And I don't believe he is actually better than Kepa and Mendy. So I don't believe, even though it would be a very cheap option, I don't believe he is a keeper that Chelsea would. I would rather keep one of the loan guys we have. So yeah. Harry Maguire continues to obviously headlines as he looks to move away from United after failing to secure a first team spot, and it looks like he is probably likely to leave for around 20 million. Probably most likely go to a Premier League team. Definitely wants to secure his England spot. So yeah, it'd be interesting to see where he goes. United also are looking, there is a rumour that they are willing to sell Jadon Sancho for around about 60 million, as they want to recoup some more they invested in him, as he's not had a very successful season. Mason Mount obviously continues to be linked to United. It has confirmed that United have been talking to him, and they expect to launch a bid of around 50 million to test waters of Chelsea. Chelsea are holding out for around 65 to 70 million for this, but Pochettino would like to keep him, so it'd be interesting to see how this ends up. Neymar is attracting interest from Saudi Arabia, looks to be leaving PSG, also has been heavily linked to Chelsea as they look to bring in forward this season, but yeah, probably likely that he will end up going to Saudi Arabia with Benzema and Ronaldo. Maddison has been linked to a move to Newcastle. Highly anticipated move. He's probably very likely to leave Leicester after they did get relegated. So it'd be interesting to see where he goes. My money is on Newcastle to sign him. Zaha, on a free agent, he has been linked to a number of clubs. I believe Saudi Arabia, the club Al Nassr, have contacted him and would like to sign him. So it'd be interesting to see where he can go, but it's likely that he might go to PSG as they have registered interest in him in being a free agent. The Brentford goalkeeper, as we mentioned, they have signed a replacement for him from Freiburg. Raya, he is likely to leave. It has been rumoured that Tottenham have agreed personal terms with him, with both Chelsea and United in the race for him. Ward-Prowse is another player who got relegated with Southampton. He has been rumoured to be going to Liverpool as they look to bolster the midfield. As I mentioned before in a previous podcast, he is likely to be a rotation player there. I don't think he would fully fit into that squad, given that he's been at Southampton for a number of seasons, but could be a good signing for a club like Newcastle or Arsenal. Remain favourites to sign Declan Rice after he has won the Conference League with West Ham. It is likely that he is going to leave, and Man City have handed goalkeeper Otana a new deal worth 85 to 1 of interest from Bayern Munich, who obviously he is their backup goalkeeper. Bayer Leverkusen are optimistic they can complete a deal for Xhaka. Ideally, Arsenal would love to have a replacement before he leaves. The 30-year-old has a 1 year left on his contract. Aubameyang, he has interest from 4 clubs from Saudi Arabia, but they do face interest from Barcelona. He would like a move to Barcelona. Obviously, this is where he previously was, but he also has interest from both Milan clubs, Galatasaray and Freiburg. West Ham remain interested in Leicester winger Harvey Barnes. 25-year-old contract is up in 2025 with the Foxes relegated. David Moyes would like to add him into a number of attacking areas and want to encourage players to join. West Ham are also looking at João Paulinho from Fulham as a potential replacement to Rice. Kovacic remains in a deal to join Man City as a replacement maybe to Gundogan or Bernardo Silva. Riyad Mahrez is in contact with Al Hilal from Saudi Arabia and looking to join them. He has a market value of around 30 million. Liverpool midfielder Carvalho is likely to leave, whether this is on a free agent or not. He is likely to join RB Leipzig. The Juventus winger Cassia has a rumour to join Arsenal or Manchester United. I believe that wraps up this week's podcast. Bit of a short one, not much to talk about at the moment. We'll have a number of games to talk about, more rumours as the transfer window opens, and we should have some confirmed transfers to talk about as well next year. We should also soon have a end of season review, so definitely do look forward to that. Thank you for listening. As always, if you want to keep up to date with all the latest podcast, all the latest news, please check out the Pitchsider.com and our Instagram and Twitter page. Thank you for listening, and goodbye.
For all the latest news, transfers, and football articles, check out the Pitchsider.com. It's the place to be. Contact us on our socials. Instagram and Twitter is @thepitchsider, or via email is thepitchsider@hotmail.com.